everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 71408, Peach's Castle Expansion Set from the LEGO Super Mario theme. This set contains 1,216 pieces, 5 buildable LEGO Super Mario characters, and will retail for $139.99 in the US. This set does not come out until August 1st, 2022, but it was sent to me early by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. Before I get started, I'd just like to ask you guys please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm doing early reviews of almost all of the Summer 2022 LEGO Super Mario sets. For example, I already have a review of the Peach starter set up on the channel, so if you're interested in seeing reviews of the rest of them, by liking and subscribing, I'll help put them in your feed as soon as they're posted, and also really help support me in the channel. But with all that being said, let's get on to the review. So here's how the build of Peach's Castle looks like in its entirety, and I have to say right off the bat, I am a little bit disappointed by it. Because for pictures and everything, I thought, okay, this is one of the best looking LEGO Super Mario sets yet, and even if you're not a fan of the course builder system, this is one that's gonna look good even if you're not like doing the whole course builder thing. However, having it in hand, yeah, it's definitely still a course builder set. A lot of this is still a facade, and my biggest complaint with it is it's all very fragile. Now, if you've ever used much of the course builder system, you'll know most of the pieces are very fragile. If you try to pick up courses and move them anywhere, they're gonna fall apart because they're all connected with these really thin beams. But I don't know, I was hoping with the high price of this one, maybe they would make it a little more solid and put together. But no, pretty much every single part of this build is separate and disjointed, and you just sort of connect them all together. And while the individual pieces are prettier than what I've come to expect from LEGO Mario, it's still not what I had hoped for, and there are other sets this way that feel more like one cohesive build, and this one unfortunately is just not one of them. But anyway, that's just a minor criticism. It doesn't take away from the fact that this is a course builder set, and as a course builder set, I actually think it's really solid. So let me take you through every bit of it. So start on the left side over here with this yellow start pipe. Now this is not the first time we've gotten a yellow start pipe, however, it is different than the previous yellow start pipe that we did get. You can see you have Peach's logo down here that is a printed part, which is very cool. And the unique thing about this one is if you put a character in, I'm going to use Peach for this example, but of course Mario and Luigi work as well. It'll actually put you on an 80-second timer instead of the standard 60 seconds or 30 seconds like the previous yellow pipe. And you can also hear there's an all-new music theme playing. It's not the standard LEGO Mario music theme. Alright, I'm going to stop that playing now so it doesn't become distracting. So it's definitely cool to have some variation, like when you're creating your own custom courses. An 80-second timer is very different from the other timers we've gotten in the past. And a custom music theme is nice too. It's a nice way to just switch it up a bit. And then we just have some standard terrain pieces, some little trees growing out that are connected with an Evo joint right here. That's very cool to see. In the center, you have this bridge build, which is really cute. I really like the heart pieces at the end of it. I think that really adds a lot of texture. And then you can see there is a play feature with this. The bridge itself is hinged up and Toadette is leaning backwards. And the idea with this in an actual course is you'd have a character walk over here and knock this over, and that exposes the barcode right here to interact with Toadette. And you can see it just has a little dialogue interaction, and you get a few coins. Then on the other side, pretty much the same thing, trees and a few platforms. Another Evo joint right here, and then there's a cloud coming out of it with Ludwig standing on top. Now the cloud isn't actually attached, it's just set very loosely in there. So you could knock the entire cloud over if you wanted, or you could just try to knock Ludwig off the top. Ludwig himself is of course an all-new character for this set, and I think this is a really amazing one to get. We're slowly getting all the Koopalings, and I think they've all been done pretty well. But yeah, this one especially is very good. I really like the purple fire piece in his staff, that's very cool. Lots of personality in his eyes and mouth. And then when you turn him around, you can see he has a barcode on his back, blue shell. And just like all the other ones, the actual functionality with him is you stomp a few times, and he has a boss battle. And after enough stomps, you can see it's defeated, and you get a bunch of coins. And then, yeah, other than that, on this side, you just have another little platform with a tree. Oh, and I guess we didn't take a look at Toadette up close, but I believe this is the same exact one that came in the very first wave of LEGO Mario. I personally don't have that one, so this is my first time getting Toadette. But yeah, I mean, she's a pretty solid build. She matches the design scheme of all the other Toads, but she has, the little pigtails hanging down. And she's a great character to get. I'm really glad she was released, because, as I said, I never got the first set that she came in. So it's nice to have another way to get her. And obviously there's no way to stomp on her or anything, she just has the interaction tile on the actual build. Anyway, coming back to the center with the bridge, you can see there's a little grass platform that takes you to the main entrance of the castle. My advice is, if you were to get this set, just remove this grass platform when you get it. It makes the build unnecessarily long. It makes an already very big set a lot harder to display on a shelf, and it really doesn't add very much, so my advice is just get rid of it. It really isn't needed. But then, of course, we come to these double doors at the front. Now, something I find strange is the actual entrance here is a little bit gappy. Like, you can see there's straight up holes in the sides. The shape of the doors does not match the shape of the entranceway. That, I don't know, I feel a little let down by. Like, how hard is it to make those two match? Just seems a bit strange, I guess. I don't know why that's like that. Like, both the doors and the entranceway look good, but the two just don't really feel like they match each other. So yeah, not the biggest fan of that. But of course the doors themselves can hinge open, and they're very big to make room for Peach or Mario or Luigi to fit through. Above the entrance you can see there's two flags coming off, and then coming to the sides we have the walls of the castle. This one you can see has a little windowsill with flowers. These slope pieces that you see here are actually an all-new part, and I think they're a really useful part, and I expect to see them in a lot of sets going forward. Because yeah, that upside down curve looks really good. Really excited to see like how else those are going to be used, and they work really well here especially. Then next to that we have a slightly taller wall, again another windowsill. Then you have these red brick cone pieces at the top to represent the roofs. These are really cool parts. I don't know if they're new for this set. They're like very specialized pieces, but I could see them being used in like LEGO Disney Princess or something. But yeah, this is personally my first time getting them at least. And those are really, really cool parts. And obviously like fit the entire aesthetic of the set absolutely perfectly. There's another flag at the very top here, and you can also see the way that flag is connected on is another all-new piece. It's a semicircle with a stud in the middle, and that's so strange. Like, I don't know, it feels so not like anything I've seen from LEGO before, but it's another really cool part that I feel like is going to be useful for a lot of customs and whatnot. And then the very final part of the wall, you have this bit that slopes down right here. Now, this entire three-part wall section also has hinges on it, so you can customize the way you want it to look. You can have it curved like I have it, or you can just have it completely straight out. And yeah, personally, I do think the curve looks better, but it's nice to have multiple options, and I guess if you're planning to, like, expand the castle, maybe something like this would look better. And you can see the walls on the other side are pretty much exactly the same. They are different on the inside of the walls, however you will see that when we move inside in a moment. But anyway, yeah, now finally moving inside those double doors, you can see right on the opposite side there's like this little carpet right here. Mario fans, let me know in the comments if you know exactly like what piece of media or Mario game or whatever this printed tile is referencing. Personally, I don't recognize it, but I'm not like a super fan of the actual Mario game, so it very well could be something I just don't recognize. Anyway, you have two directions you can head. You can go to the left or to the right. And on the right side, you have this cake. And the idea behind this one is you'd have your character walk over here and stomp on this black part right here, and then it'll pop the top of the cake off. It kind of got it. You can just kick it off like that. And you can see inside there's actually a Goomba. This is like the most standard Goomba that's been coming in sets since the first wave. No interesting expressions or anything, but obviously they're always nice to get because they are like the most generic Mario villain. Barcode at the top, of course, and there's look at like the full body of him. And just like all the other ones, you stomp on him and you get a coin. The top part of the cake also pops out, and if you turn that over, there's a barcode on the bottom of that as well. And stomping on that, you'll actually acquire the piece of cake. Now, this piece of cake is very similar to the berries that come in a lot of the other sets. So if you watch my review of the starter set, you'll know if you turn Peach down, she'll start eating the cake. You get a few coins for it, and then you'll have this sparkle effect. Now, the cake specifically is equivalent to the Golden Berry, which I believe the only other set the Golden Berry is in is the Yoshi Gift House set. However, the Golden Berry essentially has the effects of all the other berries combined. Or I guess fruits, not berries, right? They're called fruits. So each fruit gives you extra coins if you stand on a certain color. And then also the red one gives you immunity to fire, and the purple one gives you immunity to poison. So by eating the cake, you have immunity to all colors, as well as getting bonus coins for standing on any color. So I'll just show an example. So you can see we have the sparkles, and if I stand on this like red color right here, I get the sparkle effect, and I get a few coins, rather than Peach like burning up in the fire. So I guess if you care about the LEGO Super Mario meta, this actually is a very powerful thing to pick up. It gets you extra coins, and it gives you immunity to different types of terrain. So that's cool to see. And then also on the inside of the wall, we have a grandfather clock. That doesn't have any play functionality though, it's purely for aesthetics. But above it, there's a little blue timer block, and this, if you stomp on it while you have a timer going, then I'll actually add 30 seconds to the timer, as you can see right there. Then coming to the left side, instead of the birthday cake, you have this little plate with a bunch of food on it, and one of the pieces of food is one of the purple fruits. And as I mentioned earlier, the purple fruit, if you eat it, will give you immunity to poison damage. So let me show you an example. I have Peach stomp on it, you see the purple fruit right there. Tilt her down to eat it. Get a few coins, you have the sparkles, and then if you come to a purple area, you can see it won't damage you like it normally would. There's also an apple and banana on the plate, but those are just for aesthetics, they don't do anything. Then on the wall behind that, you have a painting of some Bob-ombs, as well as an actual Bob-omb above that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this painting is from Mario 64. And the idea behind this one is you knock that painting over, flip it upside down. There is indeed a barcode on the back, and you have a Peach stomp on it. That'll have this spiral effect appear on her chest. You'll get a few coins, and then you'll hear this ticking noise, and then the ticking noise transitions into music. And while that's playing, if you take the actual Bob-omb in this set and you stomp on it, you can defeat it without issue. Now, if you've seen before how LEGO Super Mario Bob-ombs work, that's not how you normally defeat them. Because normally if you stomp on them, this fuse is going off and you don't defeat them fast enough, the bomb will explode, and yeah, Peach will be knocked out for a bit. But if you knock over the painting first, it'll give you temporary immunity to allow you to defuse the bomb easier, which I think is a fun mechanic. And regardless of its place in the game, I think this is a super cool printed part, one of the best pieces in this set, in my opinion. And now, removing everything else so you guys can get a better look, if you go straight back from those opening doors, you'll get to the throne room right here. And this is easily the best part of the build. It's the biggest, it's the most comprehensive, and I think the play feature here is actually a lot of fun. So the idea with this is you transform it from Peach's throne room to Bowser's throne room, or the other way around. So you'd have a character walk up, stand right here, and then you pull back, and the entire build rotates, boss music starts playing. And now you can see, of course, Bowser himself is here, and if you want to defeat him, there are these two black pieces on the back right here. Now, if you're playing two-player, you can have two characters go to each one, or if you're playing single-player, you can just go to one of them, and you have a character stomp on one of them, that'll knock Bowser over. And from there, of course, just like in the original Bowser's Castle, you can have your character stomp on him. And he takes quite a few hits, but you do get a lot of coins for it. And there's how the throne room looks like without Bowser in it. Something interesting is these pieces in the back, these are like wiggly walls. I don't know if these are like from LEGO Friends or something, but personally I've never seen them before. But they're a very strange part, but I like them a lot. Yeah, you can sort of see like the shape on them from the side. It's very strange. And the way you knock Bowser over, you can see there's this chain piece right here, and his tail usually attaches above that. So when you push down on one of these, the chain lifts up, and that'll cause Bowser to fall over. And it's a stronger pull if you have a character on each side. But you definitely can still do it with just one. But here's another look at how that whole transformation works. And then we come back to Peach's throne room, which is a lot prettier than the Bowser area. And there's a giant throne right here for Peach or any other character to sit in. And now, since this set came with a start pipe, I assumed this was going to serve as like a replacement for the end flag. But no, this is just another place where you can get coins. But you can take your character and have them sit here. They'll think they're on fire getting there. And it plays a sound that sounds like you're winning. But then it's just a bunch of coins, and like if you're on a timer, the timer continues playing, so you still need to get the ending flag. But I guess that's supposed to be the reward for defeating the boss. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the actual like course functionality of this set. However, if we move up a little bit, there is a little more aesthetic. Up here, there's a little walkway, which is actually big enough for a LEGO Super Mario character to stand, so you can display them up there if you want. However, there's no like barcodes or anything for them to interact with. However, there is this super cool printed part. This is stained glass of Peach herself. Again, just like the Bob-omb painting, I believe this is based off Super Mario 64, and that's an amazing printed part. I love how the light shines through that. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that from LEGO before, transparent printing. That does look super cool. Like, it's genuinely just really pretty. And I think that for sure is the highlight of this set. I think it might have been funnier if they tried to go for like the LEGO Peach proportions for this instead of actual Peach, but it still works really well. And then above that, you have another one of those red brick roofs, the flag at the top. There's how the interior of that looks, and there's the back of the build. Now, before I finish off this review, let's take a look at Bowser up a little bit closer. This is pretty much the same exact one that came in the Bowser's Castle expansion set from a few years ago. There's just a few updated pieces, like on his nose, this is a semicircle piece instead of two quarter circle pieces. But yeah, I mean, he didn't really need any updates because he is pretty perfect. His face is captured really well, and his body is on the smaller side, but still conveys what it needs to. The shell at the back is by far the coolest part of the design. You can see there's his barcode right there, he's got a little tail hanging down the back, and his arms are in mini ball joints, so you can move them around a bit. So like, yeah, obviously he's still limited in his posability and everything, his legs don't move. He's very much intended for the LEGO Mario course builder system, but I think he's really solid. I don't think it's a big deal they didn't like change the design of him. And also I'm really glad they re-released Bowser, because I feel like it didn't make sense to not have a Bowser on shelves. So yeah, pretty solid design, no complaints from me. And so, now that we've taken a look at everything, what are my overall thoughts on this set? I have to say, this set didn't necessarily meet my expectations. It is good, don't get me wrong, I think I prefer it to Bowser's Castle. However, for $130, I don't know, I was hoping for a little bit more. The castle is very pretty, and the main throne room is very well designed, but I kind of wish the rest of the build was a little more put together. It all feels very disjointed and separate, and I get it's built that way to incorporate into the course builder system a little bit better, but I don't know, I think it could have been a good course builder set and still had a little bit more cohesion. The characters included in this set are very good though. Ludwig is an awesome new character, and getting re-releases of Bowser and Toadette are awesome too. And then Goomba and Bob-omb are like nothing new, but it's still nice to get them, I guess. There's some cool printed parts and some cool non-printed parts, honestly. There's just a lot of cool pieces all around. But even with all that considered, I don't know, I just feel a little underwhelmed. So would I recommend it? I mean, if you're a hardcore LEGO Mario fan, and especially, like, if you didn't get the original Bowser set, I think this is a solid one to pick up. But if you're still, like, holding out in the core spoiler system and you don't have, like, Mario, Luigi, or Peach, if you were thinking about getting this just for the visual appearance, I don't think it's worth it for that. It's a fairly solid core spoiler with some interesting parts, maybe if you wanted to make a mock of, like, an actual minifigure scale Peach's castle. But aesthetically on its own, I don't know. I don't think it holds up as a standalone set. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I do LEGO videos just like this one almost every day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!